Good morning, good people. Today is Saturday, September 21st, 2024. It's the day before my sister's birthday. Here we are at Department of Career Services, but actually today is G.school. So here we are today at G.school. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. My name is Edward Bevilacqua. And yeah. So we're here to talk. Normally, during the week, we are here. No, we are cut, edit. Okay. We are always here to help our students and other interested people on their journey through this life. Weekends, we focus on what we call G.school. Monday through Friday, we focus on 3 of the 4 parts, essential parts of a good life: physical, mental, and emotional. Weekends, we focus on spiritual. So physical, fitness, and health, you have to be physically healthy. Emotional, or let's say mental, always be learning. The world is changing ever faster. Always be learning. A, B, C. A, always. B, C, learning. Always be learning. Emotional. If you can't control your emotions, don't worry. Somebody else will, and they'll probably take you out of the game. All right. So, but on weekends, we focus on G.school, the spiritual side, which is the most important, because the evidence is becoming pretty compelling through REDS, real experiences after death, and the old term near-death experiences, that something happens after we die, that we do, in fact, have a transcendent soul. And it's not just Christians who experience this. What? Wait, what? Who knew? Science. Okay. So good morning, Mr. Bojangles. Sophie isn't going to be here today. She starts work at 9. However, I'm glad you're here. I have to be, scratch that, I get to be, rock and roll quotes, I get to be in the parade today. So what I'm going to do is drive, but I need to have a ride from Star to where the action is, where the float is, because the float is way down here. The float is over here. The end of the parade is over here. The starting point is over here. The parking is over here. So I need a ride to here so I can get on the float and go to here. Right. Well, it's the things you have to do. Apparently, my hypocrisy knows no bounds. So I will have to be cut. Okay. So I am going to pick you up at Star at about 7:30. Okay. Is that all right? And then you're just going to drop me off, bring the car back to Star. Bring the car to Star. And then I'll call you afterwards, pick me up somewhere. We'll see. Okay, good. So today, G.school. I made coffee, what I miss. I'm going to be there at 7:30, so you can give me a ride to where the parade is going to be, because I have to be in the parade. My plan is to stop at Starbucks first, and I was going to get you a coffee at Starbucks. Do you think you will be up for a second cup of coffee? Over. Okay, good morning, Matticus von Atticus. Glad to see you are there. We missed you. Once again, Sophie is at work. Hello, Watabevi. Hello, Watabevi. She will be watching this later today, but she's at work right now. Okay, today's meme of G.school. Yesterday, I received a text from the Jesuit assigned to us, our Jesuit, aka the best Jesuit in the state of Nevada, Father Max Oliva. And he said, "Hi, Ed, can I ask a favor of you? I'm going to give a 2-day retreat on the virtue of mercy next Friday, Saturday. One of the corporal works of mercy is visiting those in prison." Right. Could you please explain how this work is important for you and meaningful, with your permission for me to share it with the group? I wouldn't use your full name. Thank you for considering this request. And I said, thank you for the opportunity. I will gladly do it. And he said, a page or so. Thank you. Oops. All right. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to read the draft of that, which I spent some time on last evening. But let's go to the worksheet. Let us go to the worksheet. Lettuce, not spinach. Advice from an 80-year-old. Don't allow the phone to interrupt important moments. It's there for our convenience, not the caller's. Well, map. I don't know about that. That sounds like something an 80-year-old would say 10 years ago. So I mean, somebody who's 90, that means somebody born 2034. Yeah, okay, I could see that the phone is for your convenience. Well, now it's a necessity. Okay, TED, today's TED Talk, Jill Bolt Taylor, Stroke of Insight. This is a big one. And what she talks about, so Jill Bolt Taylor was a Harvard scientist, brain scientist, who studied the brain because her brother had brain problems. She had a stroke that she lived through, and as the stroke was happening, she was able to, at times, be a brain scientist, knowing what was going on with her brain. So yeah, kind of cool. And definitely worth watching. So that is that. Now, how are we doing for time? Anybody have anything else? Des Moines 2032, except he says 2932. No, 2032. Correct, Father Max. Des Moines 2032, it just doesn't matter. But I think it's spelled Demoines. So Matt is changing it more and more. Pretty soon it'll just be DM32. Whoop. Okay. So without further ado, 8 minutes and 34 seconds in, this is a draft. So I'm going to indulge upon you. This is a draft of what Father Max requested I write. And I will post this at some point, but this is a draft. Prison life presents numerous challenges, but perhaps the most pervasive is boredom. It is a place where time seems to slow down, filled with monotony and punctuated by moments of intense, often negative emotions. While people outside are busy trying to maximize their time, prisoners must find ways to pass it, often resorting to staying busy to combat the persistent mundanity. Every day feels the same. Every person seems the same, and every story repeats. To combat this, I devised a plan to end each day better in 4 aspects: physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. My daily routine was structured around exercise, reading, helping others, and contemplating spirituality. Initially, I pondered humanity's relationship with God, but soon narrowed my focus to a specific aspect of Ignatian spirituality: my relationship with Jesus. A significant part of my routine was writing 3 letters daily. I created a schedule based on the closeness of my relationships. My wife received a letter daily. Each of my children and my parents received one weekly. With 1 wife and 6 children, plus my father, this covered 2 of the 3 daily letters. The 3rd letter rotated among siblings once weekly, college classmates and good friends one every other week, and cousins and others one monthly. Over time, I wrote more than 3,000 letters. Before my sister gifted me a typewriter, an inexpensive but invaluable tool in prison, I relied on short pencils like those used in golf. One of prison's small blessings was being able to purchase regular Bic type pens. My letter writing had 2 primary goals. First, to ensure I wasn't forgotten and to provide a glimpse into prison life. An unexpected outcome was that many recipients saved these letters and returned them to me upon my release, perhaps as a way for them to be remembered by future generations. To keep track of time spent incarcerated, each letter bore numbers in the upper right corner indicating total days incarcerated, days until release, and days spent in each facility. My journey included at least 10 facilities and 17 days in solitary confinement in California's Chino State Prison. Boredom often isn't the real problem. It's the loss of hope that it brings. Hope is like the shine on iron, while boredom is like rust, inevitable without effort. As resources dwindle in prison, maintaining hope requires increasing resourcefulness. Hope is the fruit of visiting those in prison. It offers a maybe to the question, what happens next? It suggests that the future can be better and provides explanation for the crazy thoughts boredom spawns. It's enough. For visitors, it's an opportunity to witness Jesus' good news firsthand, a chance to experience his ineffable love that replaces desolation with meaning and goodness. It's about sharing active compassion and hopefulness with the incarcerated, especially those who haven't yet encountered this love. When visiting inmates who have yet to believe, I often start with a thought inspired by Greg Boyle, S.J., paraphrasing Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. This is not the place you go to, it's where you go from. You must choose who you want to be when you leave here, bitter or better. Decide whether this is all there is. We're born, stuff happens in time, and then we die. Are we just atoms in the void? Or do we truly have transcendent souls? Choose to believe we have transcendent souls, that this life is not all there is. It's a journey. Becoming one with Jesus and the Father is the destination. Well, that's where I've gotten so far. And I will also tell you that is the AI edited. Oops, where'd I go? That's the DM32, IJDM. Okay, that's the Perplexity AI edited version. The other one is a bit longer. However, it's going to end up being much shorter. Boredom. Boredom is the problem in prison that needs to be overcome. Visiting people in prison gives them hope, and it gives an experience of Jesus's ineffable love. Okay, well, we're almost 15 minutes in, and I need to leave here in 45 minutes, but I've got to get on the Peloton still and do a bunch of other stuff. Plan to leave about 7-ish, sort of, so I can be at Star at 7:30-ish, and then be at the float. So maybe leave at 7:40, drop me off at Dandelion, somewhere near the Napa Auto Store, somewhere between Ian Deutsch Park and Napa Auto Park Store. And yeah, okay, yeah. Again, apparently my hypocrisy knows no bounds. So with that, I'm going to cut this one short. These fit Forrest Gump's mother's description of life is like a box of chocolates. This podcast is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So Shivas and Shalom. We'll think of something good for today. Shivas and Shalom. Bonk, bonk.